Hey, y'all know me, dropping in to spread a little tea. And you know how we do it, so let's get right into it. This is more of the story from my son was legally kidnapped for 8 years. This part of the story goes into when they are going back and forth in court, what happens in court, and a lot of other things that took place along the way. It's a very long video, but I wanted to make sure for those of you who were asking me to continue to follow this story, I wanted to make sure I can give you as much coverage as I could. So let's get into it.
Fiance statement of him. Messages proving my ex-fiance's statement of him calling me at 3 a.m. multiple times while my children were at the grandparents' house, not even with him. Yes, my ex wrote a statement to the courts speaking on my behalf of all the harassment I faced while me and him were together and how many times Mr. Tyrone would call and harass me on multiple occasions at 3 o'clock in the morning. Mind you, the boys were not with him. I did call him back, and for this conversation, it was just him letting me know that he was in control. I asked him why he was calling me at 3 o'clock in the morning. He states, oh, I guess that you don't want to talk about baby TY. I guess you don't really want him for the summer. I'm trying to make sure that you get him, but it's okay. I'll get off the phone. Then he forces me to start begging him to stay on the phone and not hang up. And yeah, it took everything in my ex-fiance's power not to jump in that conversation, but he knew that I would be so upset with him if he did, because I would feel like that would ruin my chances of being able to get my oldest son for the summer. Anyways, then I contact him about plans for after school. And that's that. You guys can pause it and read that as well. This is the coercion that I really need you guys to listen and pay attention to. Per Tyrone's own statement and evidence he submitted to the court, my son stated the bite marks and scratches on his face and neck came from his sibling. The report was made immediately. This is the police report that he made. Reportee reported that the complainant did not have injuries when he was dropped off with the mother. Thus, the reportee suspected child abuse. Complainant informed officers that he got the injuries from playing around with his siblings. This is the day that he picked him up. He went to the police and told the police that I was the abuser, but when the police did their due diligence and spoke to my son alone, my son admitted that the marks came from his siblings. The report was made immediately. He then spoke to CPS in California one-on-one without his dad and stated the same thing, that no adult made those marks, and never even mentioned my ex-fiance Jalil. So he tried to say that me and my ex-fiance Jalil put those marks on him during the summer, but my ex and me had broken up because I found out he liked men a whole year prior to this. That's me speaking to the CPS worker for an hour and a half. She also feels like my son was coerced because the conversation she had with my son does not match the statement made by the doctor. She spoke with my son alone before he went to the doctors. When he went to the doctor asked him questions in front of his dad. I really wish the doctor would have did his due diligence and separated my child when you're speaking to him about abuse in front of his abuser. As the doctor stated from CPS, they were instructed to go to the ER where my son changed his story while in front of his father, stating I leave him alone for 3 days at a time on multiple occasions, making him watch his younger siblings, aged 2, 6, and 8. This is the doctor's note. You guys can pause it and read it. School attendance. Here is an email from their school showing the last day of school for the boys and the dates they attended summer school. They no longer attend that school, so I don't mind showing the school, but this is the school assisting me with proving that my son is being told to lie. Kid's last day of school was June 30th. The father got him July 11th. That was the day he got him. I have to block out like the secretary's names and their personal information, but I've attached proof on a separate sheet proving that that is impossible and proving he was coerced into saying that, as I've attached school records, ADP clock-in times at work, as well as the VPN that protects my IP address. I waive my right to reveal my IP address pinpoints during work, proving I'm at home. Email listed below. This is me waiving my right to privacy because they did need it in an email in order to do it. You guys can pause it and read it. One of the bosses getting back to me. You guys can pause it and read that as well. You guys can pause that and read that as well. All right, it is not possible for them to be alone because they go to school on Mondays and we feed the homeless and other activities on Sundays. And those are my only days off. This is us Sundays when we feed the homeless. I placed an order for 90 burgers from Jack in the Box. They were so mad at me. They thought I was lying. They were like, are you serious? I'm like, yeah, it's for the homeless. They understood, but they were definitely not happy about doing that. Below are them enrolled in the after school program, so there won't be an incident of me being too distracted on a call at work from home, because Mr. Tyrone was trying to claim that since I work from home, I'm unable to care for our boys and keep an eye on them and stop them from getting hurt. So in order to ensure that, I just went ahead and enrolled them in the after school program. If you know, you know, after school programs have a waiting list. The school was aware of the situation and they got me right in, no questions asked. Okay, you guys, this one is hilarious, so please watch this one. Mr. Tyrone has changed his story under oath twice and knowingly allowed a false witness statement to be sworn into court. First, he said, I had several child abuse cases in the state of Texas against me. False. I only have one because of the one he reported that will be closed. This is what he first submitted to the court. My son's mother has had multiple child protective services investigation in Texas for child abuse. If you guys want to pause and read the rest of his statement, you definitely can. In California, when you're going to court, you have to show the person all the evidence that you have against them. So once I saw this, I submitted the evidence proving that what he stated was a lie. So once he received the evidence, he retracted and put in a new statement and said there were no CPS cases regarding abuse until I filed them. Like, how is he able to do this? But whatever, if you guys want to pause that and read it, you definitely can. I reported the abuse to CPS. Below is the information of my report to CPS on 7/27/21. They let me know that with a lawyer, they could get it to me in 30 days, which was not in time for court. Or else there is a 9-month waiting period for records without a lawyer. Contact information will be provided as well and the worker assigned to that case. The worker I spoke to was Heather Green. I opened the CPS case on 7/27/21. They closed it 7/29/21 due to the allegation happening in California. So California would need to take over, but they never did since they felt like Tyler III, which is baby TY, was safe with the mother. They were also willing to go above and beyond by verbally repeating the information by calling them Monday through Saturday, blah, 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 blah. I also proved that he was lying under oath regarding his living situation. The petitioner stated that he has lived with his parents for the last 3 years. However, less than 2 years ago, he filed child support against me in San Francisco. His parents live in Lemon Grove, California. My sons also told the mediator that the father did not live in the home while they lived there for the 2020 and 2021 school year, and that the father would only visit. He was also not there when we retrieved the child. He is only claiming that address for court purposes. Due to my son living with the grandparents at the time that he filed this paper, and I provided proof, they dropped the child support case against me. So either he's lying in court or he lied to the government. But both are bad, and I said that in court. Now, he only had one witness statement, which was from his auntie, Teresa. So I moved to San Francisco April 12th with my 2-month-old son, Tyler III. I turned 18 and got off probation April 8th in San Diego. In her witness statement, she claimed that I moved to San Francisco and gave birth to baby TY. I was 17 when I gave birth to baby TY. I don't even know why he allowed her witness statement to even be submitted to the court, as if I don't know how old I was when I gave birth or birth certificates don't exist. I don't know what was going on in their heads. This is me and my 2-month-old son, baby TY. Almost to San Francisco with my son to start a whole new life with my little family and the in-laws. That's April 12, 2013. My son was born February 18th of 2013. I'm not in San Francisco yet. I'm on my way. Below are records sent by San Francisco Welfare Office, proof of hotel voucher with approval date, and below that are photos of us in the hotel with dates. All right, this is the document. Homeless program. Ew, I'm disgusted, but this is us in the hotel. Delusional. Anyways, below are photos of us living in a tent inside the grandmother's house, as the tent is visible in the background from April to August. I've already posted photos of us in the tent, so if you guys want to go check those out, you definitely can. That was May 6th. Look at my little handsome mans. Oh, look at the tent in the background. That's June. We're still in the tent. I got there April 12th. It's June 24th. We're still living in the tent. Still in the tent. Below is the day we moved into our first apartment, September 3rd. I was 5 months pregnant and us a month later on Halloween. That was our first little place, September 3rd. Like I said, thank God I'm internet B. See, the only people that don't like that I'm internet B are the people that do something to me. Narcissists always want to do something to me and then control my reaction. I'm telling. Oh, baby. This is my blood brother's witness statement and affidavit. It's definitely going to bring you to tears. But before I bring everyone to tears, let me shout out his business, Love Jones Productions. Make sure you guys go ahead and check that out. My sister is an exceptional woman. All my life, I have known Jasmine to be a woman of character and poise. Her natural inclination to help others was always at the forefront of her mind. These qualities stood out to me most and enabled me to witness what a good person looks like. What stands out to me most about my sister is her by any means attitude. I have seen my sister in some of her lowest moments, and for those that know her best, they can attest. Most people would have crumbled when faced with the amount of uncertainty and adversity that she has. Yet she stood tall. Be it her faith in God or the love for her children, she prevails. As a U.S. Army veteran and former combat medic, these qualities were pivotal in my own resilience and garnered a level of intestinal fortitude that I once instilled in my soldiers and now in my own 2 sons. In regards to the men Jasmine has entered into relationships with, I can only say hindsight is 20/20. As a husband and father, I could not fathom anyone entering a relationship with the intention to be harmed or to harm. Unfortunately, my sister became victimized by the man she entrusted with her love. I cannot tell you a specific event or day when my sister's life was changed forever. All I can say is it was felt. Jasmine went from being outgoing, motivated, and happy to depressed, alone, and afraid. If it were not for her motherly instincts and the grace of God, I do not know if my sister would be alive today. As a former medical professional, I have witnessed firsthand what domestic abuse and violence can do to a person, not just in the physical, but holistically. Domestic abuse and violence has a way of dimming one's light and shattering the hope that keeps one aspiring for more. When my sister started being abused, it was as if she became a shell of her former self. Only through years of self-reflection and finding solace in the safety she created for her family has she begun to take her life back. My fear now is that inalienable right to love, life, and the pursuit of happiness is being infringed upon. Jasmine is one person, yet we can all look at our lives and realize we too know a Jasmine. They may be our sisters, mothers, neighbors, or even public officials, but we cannot sit idly by and watch as yet another woman falls victim to the abuse and terror from someone who was once considered a lover. Hear my sister. I'm sorry, you guys. Hear my sister and allow this letter to fuel the change we all know needs to happen. Protect our women, love our children, and continue to hold men accountable for their actions. Thank you. These are messages between me and his cousin, Ray. A lot of you were shook that...
Comment below if you would like for me to continue the journey. I do believe that Jasmine is now homeless. She lives in, well, last I checked, she was living in a shelter, but was being put out the very next day with all of her children. So I'm still following her. So comment below if you would like for me to continue to follow her on with you all here on YouTube. Well, guys, that's all the commentary I have for now. As always, thanks for watching. I will talk to you shortly. Bye. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And hit the notification bell so you can be alerted every time I upload a video. Don't forget to support your Black-owned businesses. Visit ours in the link below.